Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast, episode number 37. Chipcity Spaulding and Salvo Magro, behind the scenes at Brackett Outdoors. Big Buck Registry is a virtual museum of hunting stories. We preserve a piece of Americana by interviewing and recording hunters about their hunts and experiences from across the country. And who knows, maybe we'll learn a thing or two along the way that'll help us take our hunt to the next level.
This is Kyle Weaver with the NRA, and you're listening to the Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast.
You guys, welcome to the Big Buck Registry Big Buck Podcast. Hey, we got two special guests joining us in today that are kind of outlaws in the industry, and we love their product of what they got going on. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Outlaws? Really?
Outlaws.
Is that how we're looked?
Offensive.
Okay.
Actually, I like it. I'm a big Western fan, so being called an outlaw is pretty cool.
It wasn't really outlaw. It was more of a fun outlaw with what you throw out on the net.
Right on.
I think
anyway,
those were terms of endearment.
Yeah, I like them. I think Blablo took offense to it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'd rather
Bablo, no offense.
I'd rather like cowboy, maybe like Eastern cowboy.
But that's outlaw. But anyway, we got Salvo Magro in the house. Say what's up to the people, Salvo.
Yo, what's up, America?
And then with myself, Chipcity, in the place to be, hanging out with these guys, the Big Buck Podcast. You guys are in for a great one.
We're ready. You know, we found Chipcity from the net, from some of videos.
Mm-hmm.
Some were good comments. Some were craziness.
Crazy.
And we liked it. So, you know, we come out to PA to the Great American Outdoor Show.
Mm-hmm.
And priority was to hook up with Chipcity.
It really was, because when I got into town, the first thing he did, Jay, you got to look at this video of this guy named Chipcity.
We got to check him out.
We got to find this guy this weekend.
That's the whole. That's the whole goal. Really, is to put things out on the internet that people like, and the internet is so powerful.
Yeah,
it is the most powerful thing on the planet right now.
Right on,
Pretty much.
And I think that you're made for it.
Anybody can be anything, and anybody can do anything if you have a computer or a cell phone and the internet.
This is true.
Awesome. Chipcity, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, who you are, and how you got where you're at now. Let's do a little rundown.
I'm originally from New Hampshire. I was born and raised in Exeter, New Hampshire. Small, like, yuppie ski town. Everybody drives Volvos and Volkswagens and goes skiing and goes to the coffee shop and has a lot of money. And I grew up there. I was a little troublemaker in school, but you know, I was always hunting with my dad. My dad taught me how to hunt, and I was a little skateboard punk, riding around town, grinding on rails, pushing around town, and that's pretty much how I got into filming. Was my buddies and I would film each other skateboarding and make skateboard videos.
Awesome.
And just do crazy stunts and make our own little home movies. And then my parents got divorced.
Yep.
My dad moved to upstate New York. I have no idea why. It's like the deadest area in the world. There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Good hunting, though, right?
And everything's expensive. It's good hunting if you're a machine, like if you're a well-oiled machine killer. Other than that, the hunting is really hard because everybody and their mother hunts there. Everybody, their brother, their uncle, their sister, and they all dress up in orange and they all walk through the woods and shoot anything that moves.
Oh.
So, like, if you're killing big deer there, then you're doing something right, for sure.
Okay. That's cool.
Or you just got them fenced up in your back lawn.
That's the way I like to do it.
Right, throwing this dip.
Little dip.
Little Copenhagen. It's so bad. It's a bad habit. How about you guys? You guys smoke or dip or?
I don't dip anymore. I used to love a good Levi Garrett now and then.
Oh,
back in the day.
When I go fishing, I'm a big fly fisherman.
Yep.
Every time I go to the stream, I'll get a bag of either beach nut or Levi.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Those were my two favorite when I did do that. That was back when I was playing baseball in high school and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Yeah, and then there was one day I was mowing a lawn and I put in a dip of Copenhagen or something like that, and I almost passed out.
It knocked you out.
It was like 100 degrees, and I that's enough.
That's the good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was good.
They got a booth down here. You can they're giving away Copenhagen, and then you can make your own like custom Copenhagen lid. They'll put your initials on it and stuff like that.
Really, that's pretty cool.
Go down there.
Yeah, check it out.
They actually got a bunch of hot chicks down there. They pull your lip out and they put in a dip for you right when you get there.
I told that story to Blablo when I got back. I'm like, dude, they got hot chicks down there, and they pull your lip out for you and put dips in. You know, I was just lying.
Of course.
He's like, no way. And he ran down there, and he's like, oh, man, you lied. I got this cool cover.
I still got a chick to do it for me.
Oh, you really did?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Oh, man.
What was her name?
Tara. Oh,
Tara?
Yeah, awesome.
Did you get her number?
No. She just gave me a dip, though.
Sure it wasn't Tom with a big burly fella at the dip station.
Said her name was Russell.
You want me to put that dip in your mouth?
Salvo has been giving his number out to pretty much anything that walks at this show.
Oh yeah,
it's quite the show. I saw him give his number to a blind girl yesterday.
She was a nice girl. She was nice.
And an Amish girl.
She was a sweetheart.
They don't have phones, dude.
a sweet blind Amish girl. Did she call you back?
No, one was blind and then a different one was Amish.
If she calls you, you realize that you have to marry that girl because
She's went to town.
they have to walk like 7 miles with no shoes on to the this booth, this community booth that all the Amish people, and they can only use the phone for business and stuff like that. So if she calls you, you have to marry her because she went through heck to get there.
I'll tell you what, she calls me, I'll marry her.
What about the Amish Mafia, Bob Lip?
You know what? I haven't seen that show.
You need to check it.
Yeah, you guys got to be careful. My last name, my full last name, I only use Jay Scott on air most of the time, but my last name is Ammon, Ammann.
Is that supposed to be Amish?
The founder of the Amish religion was a Swiss Mennonite with the last name Ammann, Jacob.
I didn't mean to offend you.
Oh, no
I'm going to
offense.
Google it.
Google it.
Ammann.
Look up Jacob. So I'm like a long lost descendant of the original founder of the Amish religion.
Crazy.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. Babilo, give us a little information on yourself.
Oh, I am from New York, Sherburne, New York to be exact. I started out a young boy in the woods. My dad took me turkey hunting. I was 6. Filmed me kill my first turkey. I watched it that night on the TV, and I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I'm not going to let anybody stop me. So that's it. I mean, we came from Italy, Sicily to be exact. We started a bunch of pizza shops. My dad's like, you want to run one of the pizza shops? I'm like, listen, Dad, I always got plan B, but I'm going to go after my dreams and hook up with Brackett and see if we can't make things happen, make some magic, make some awesome television.
No kidding. So you went after Brackett?
No, Brackett came after me. I was filming in the outdoor industry for a few years doing freelance.
Okay.
I started filming with headhunters. They gave me my shot. Made it on the Outdoor Channel, and then people just started getting hold of me. And then Brackett called me up, and funny story, he called me up, and I was actually booked up for like a month. So I was like, dude, I would love to film for you, but it ain't gonna happen. And then he called me back 2 months later, and I filmed him in Ohio, and he actually let me shoot the biggest buck of my life, and I got to thank him for that for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's a powerful story, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Did you guys know that about each other?
What's that?
Did you guys know that about each other? Your story?
Oh,
your
yeah.
background?
I was supposed to go on that trip and film. And I had known Salvo because we were together at a different hunting lodge, South Fork Outfitting,
Yep.
and that's where I met him. He was hanging out with the headhunters, right? You were filming for them?
Yeah, I was filming for headhunters.
And that's how I got Salvo's number and met up with Salvo. And then Chris was looking for a cameraman, and I was like, call Blablo. And we called you
How
out.
did we go from Salvo to Blablo?
That's funny.
I need that story.
This is how this happened because I would watch Salvo's stuff on Facebook and whatnot, and we would talk and whatever, and he would make these videos. And once in a while, like Salvo, it has like a multiple personality disorder almost, where he'll just all of a sudden get this really strong, like Salvo Magro here, outdoor adventure team, and he'll start talking like that. And it's like, where did that come from? But anyway, in this video on Facebook, Chris and I were watching, and he had his turkey call in his mouth, and he said, Salvo Magro here, and Chris was like, what did he say his name was? And I said, I think he said Blablo. So pretty much from then on, it pretty much stuck. And now it's, now we got a new one. It's Blablo, it's Blackfoot the Barbarian.
And Blackfoot came about because of my missing toes. Early alligator accident, crazy story. 12 years old down in Florida, looking for frogs, being a dummy. New Yorker, step on a 3.5 footer, chomped down on him, and I head to the hospital.
You stepped on a gator? You're silly.
Well, we end up going to the hospital, and 2 weeks later, I get gangrene. So they got to take away some toes.
So it wasn't really the gator that chomped off your toes. It was the result of the bite.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
man.
funny story is they said straight up, listen, if we don't take these off right now, you're going to lose your big toe, and you're not going to be able to walk up hills, climb trees. And I was like,
Right.
Because at 6, like I said, I knew this is what I wanted to do. So I was like, get to chopping. Take all of them off except the big one. And they left me with 3 good ones. Then I got the other 5 on the other side, so we're all set.
Dude,
Crazy.
Where does Blackfoot come from?
That's the Blackfoot.
All right.
You guys want to see it?
it's we'll whip
We'll
out the
get it.
Blackfoot later.
We'll get into that later on in the
You
show.
seen what's the movie Mr. Deeds, right? Isn't it with
Yeah.
with what's his name?
Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler. Yeah, you guys seen that Mr. Deeds or whatever? His housekeeper has that Blackfoot that's like frostbit or whatever.
Yep.
And he pulls it out or whatever, like, no, not the Blackfoot or whatever. Well, we were just making a video about his missing toe, and somebody said, not the Blackfoot, and that's how that stuck.
There's another guy from New Hampshire.
Yeah, Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think, is it New Hampshire or is it Mass?
It's New Hampshire.
Oh, cool.
His dad, Stanley, used to go to this restaurant in Manchester, and I lived right around the corner from him, and he used to see Stanley down there. Never saw Adam, but I knew where he grew up.
Cool.
And Stanley has since passed on, but yeah, it's he's from New Hampshire, and he has that weird like Cajun drawl that he just kicks into all the time too, like Salvo kicks into Blablo.
Yeah.
Right.
Blablo's got many
It's
voices.
actually Rastus. It happened, I was like 17 years old. I was hanging out at a bonfire, and this guy comes up to me and goes, Rastus, is that you, boy? Is that you, Rastus? And I looked around me, and I was like,
Dude.
who the heck is this guy yelling at? And he was yelling at me, and I was like, well, I might as well talk in his voice, because he,
Oh, we got the janitor guy pulling trash through here. How's it going, buddy? Doing good? You're good. We're not running cameras. We're running microphones. Keep pulling it.
No, we like the sound.
Yeah, a little background sound. Never heard
Background
nothing.
Get a little ambience.
Absolutely.
Dude, right here, the pressure of an alligator bite is 3,200 pounds per square inch on a bite. On your little, how old were you?
Ooh, 12.
On your little 12-year-old toes.
That's Blackfoot.
I think that's that
is
number is brought up by a little bit of a bigger gator.
I don't know, man. That says it right here, and Google doesn't lie.
Yeah, if it's on the internet, it's the truth.
It's the truth. The internet is powerful, but that's some science right there, dude. That went down on your toe. So you didn't lose your toe from the bite. You lost it from gangrene.
Gangrene, yeah.
He never got away with the toe. You didn't even leave him with a snack or nothing.
There was toes there, but it was more like mozzarella cheese.
Oh,
that's kind of what they looked like at the
dude.
beginning. And then they put them back together, put 4 steel rods in them.
So-
And I was just sitting up, my foot up for like 4 months.
You still got steel rods in your foot?
No, they took those out with pliers.
Oh, I was gonna say. So you'd be the original steel toe.
There you go.
I don't need steel toe boots, son.
I'll tell you what, man, that was the worst day of my life. My mom looked at me and she's like, Salvatore, are they gonna take your toe? Salvatore.
Your mom talks in she's got the strong accent.
Well, no, she said in Salvatore, sentami a pigliare un pere. Lo pigliare.
Mama, your pizza.
Which means I hope they don't have to take your foot off. So she was crying up a storm, but
That's a lot of words for just I hope they don't have to take your foot off.
yeah, it's Italian language, man. It's a lot tougher than you think.
It's a beautiful language.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. I really wish I didn't slack in school and I paid attention with the Spanish and the whatnot.
Me gusta tacos. Yeah, there you go. There's some Spanish for you.
I remembered all the swear words, but that's about it.
So when you were out looking for frogs, did you just accidentally step on the alligator?
Yeah, I didn't even know what happened until I felt the pain, and then I lifted my foot up, and all I saw was a little gator's head. And
There was a
swimming
gator
away.
attached to your foot?
Talk about the
Oh
creepiest
my
moment of your
God.
life. All I remember.
Did he
is
roll?
blood.
Did he do the death roll?
No, he just kind of slid
you're
right off.
lucky, dude. Because if he would have rolled, he'd have taken your foot off.
Yeah, well, that's
Straight
the thing,
up.
man. After that,
You got to roll
all
with
the
him.
water, it looked like Jaws 5.
Ugh.
It was bad.
That's insane.
My mom screaming, my dad screaming. I'm in my dad's lap. We were going to the hospital. It's crazy, man.
That is gnarly. And if you guys don't know, he now takes his aggression out on gators. I've seen video of him catching him with his bare hands and then killing him with a knife.
Yeah, it's
Really?
one of those
So
things.
he's kind of got a vendetta, you know what I mean?
It's one of those things I can't get out of my head. Every time I see alligator, I just want
Right.
to get him.
Now, when you're walking
kill 'em.
through the taxidermy section over here and you see some of those big gators hanging up, what do you do?
Well, I mean, I've killed gators that big. I want to kill a crocodile, to be completely honest. I've never killed a crocodile. I want to go to Australia,
Nice.
and I want to kill one of those big 26-footers.
Just keep your feet in about
I guess the Crocs have a stronger bite than a gator.
And they're faster, too. That's why I'm excited.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, the Crocs are the ones with the long snouts, right?
Yeah. Long snouts are a lot faster. I think they run like 35 to 40 miles an hour on
And
land.
don't they get bigger?
Oh, yeah. There's, I can't remember
Those
what the biggest
those
one.
Crocs in like Africa or whatever?
Yeah, Australia. There's a big one.
Google.
Google it up.
Make sure you get your
killing
GoPro.
machines. Killing machines.
Oh, I'm going to have GoPros on my head, on my chest. We're going to be all GoPro'd up. I'm going to put a GoPro on the gator's
African-
head before I stab him.
There you go.
It's going to get wild.
Chip City, how did you meet up with Brackett?
Croc. I had my own show. Okay, when I moved to New York with my father, when my parents split, like we were talking about before,
Right.
there's nowhere to skateboard. So I started filming hunting instead. I kind of put the skateboard down and took the bow hunting and the gun hunting more serious. And my buddies and I would go in the woods and film each other and stuff like that. And over the years of doing that, we started posting it on YouTube. The internet's powerful.
Yeah.
And they just got noticed. Our videos got noticed. They were different. Everybody loved them. And it was like a huge hit. So we were kind of like a YouTube
What year was this?
sensation. Ah, jeez. I want to say 3 to 4 years ago.
Okay.
And all of a sudden we had these big companies calling us, people with money calling us, asking how serious we were. We need our own show. Then some guy that had ins with the Sportsman's Channel said, hey, if you get me a first episode, we're like, nah, we're working on a DVD. It's going to be awesome. He's like, no, you guys need a TV show. If you get me one episode and I show it to some people, I could get you your own show and it'll be funded and everything like that.
Yep.
I was like, all right. So we did it. And that's how Animal House came about. That was the show that I filmed and
Gotcha.
And my buddies and I, it was me, Mr. Serious, and Lord Crongle. 3 best friends.
Yep.
Just hunting and doing silly stuff and having fun. And that's what it was about. I had a blast filming it. It was a crazy show. And Chris had seen it.
Yep.
And he was a fan. And he got my number from somebody. And I was at work one day because I was working a full-time job still.
Right. What were you doing back then?
I was making teeth.
Oh, yeah.
I worked at a dental lab.
You made teeth?
Uh-huh.
That's
Yep.
weird.
See?
I got something to fall back on, man. If this whole hunting thing doesn't plan out, I'll go make some dentures, buddy.
Well, if I don't stop chewing, you might need to make me a sip.
Probably make more money doing
There's
it, too.
big money in making dentures, man.
Oh, dude, there's big money in it.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And, but Brackett called me up. I didn't even believe it was him. I hung up on him. And he called me back, said he loved the show, and that he wanted to start doing stuff together, like have him on our show and us on his show. So we did that. We filmed together. We went up and did an Animal House episode where Chris was in it. We shot against him and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then after that, he was just always in my ear. We always talked. We were always friends, and he wanted me to stop Animal House and come work with him and help me out. It'll be great. We'll be great together, because he just liked the style and the videography that I had going on with Animal House and whatnot. And when Animal House fell through, my buddy, Chad Olszewski, Mr. Serious, he said he didn't want to do it anymore. It was taking too much time from his family and whatnot. And so that fell through. So I just called Chris up and said, all right, man, I'm ready.
Gotcha. Tell us more about Animal House. Who are the other 2 characters?
Lord Crongle.
Lord Crongle.
Which is, his real name's Mark Balistreri.
Okay.
Strary. He's like my best friend, and I can't even pronounce his name. It's a weird last name.
Somebody you met in New York?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Gotcha.
And Chad Olszewski. We all 3 of us worked at the same dental lab. So, like, we would get out of work, take our lab coats off, and put camo on, and then just go film crazy stuff.
This gets better and better.
I bet it was a party. It was a party at work.
Oh, it was a party. And the show's name actually came about because all 3 of us had an apartment together.
Yep.
It was a big house, and it was a party house. And it was just a party every day, every weekend, and it was just hunt every morning. And so the place was just littered with cameras and broken audio equipment and beer cans and just people that are just sleeping there that you don't even know. And so that's where the Animal House, we would call it the Animal House.
Very much like
That's
that.
where the show came from.
Absolutely. How did you come up with their nicknames? How did it?
I have this weird knack for just coming up with nicknames for people, and they stick. And it's funny because, like, you'll get a new person in the group, and they're like, I want a nickname. And I was like, it will come. It will come. But it can't be forced.
I was going to ask you, can it be forced?
No.
Just has to come to you.
Nope.
All right.
They come, and then they'll stick.
All right.
And Blablo didn't like Blablo at all at first. He was like, man, I'm Salvo, man. I don't like Blablo. And now he'll introduce himself to people as Blablo.
Blablo.
Yeah. And like Lee and Tiffany or Razor Dobbs, they were like all at the SHOT Show. Blablo, what's up, man? Like they knew him by Blablo. It was great.
There you go.
I don't care what they call me as long as they don't call me late for dinner.
Oh, this Mountain Dew is delicious.
So we found you via the net.
Yep.
With some crazy videos.
Mm-hmm.
What sparks the video?
Boredom.
Boredom, yeah, for sure.
Pure boredom.
See, I'm always busy. Always busy. Working, filming, editing, stuff like that.
Right.
And when I have downtime, it's like I still got to keep going. So that's where those really kind of come from. And I don't know. I think a lot of it is music. I'll hear a song that I really like, and I'll be like, "Oh, that'll be great for video." And then I'll be like, "What can I do to that?"
Right.
And then I'll be doing something else. I'll be in a tree stand or filming, and I'm just going over in my head like, "Oh, I got to do this skit, and we could do this, or we could do that, or blah blah blah." You know.
So it's more or less just a song that sparks the good times. Like
Yep.
you watch your video. If you guys don't know this, Chipcity has got some awesome videos on his Facebook. You fire it up, and he's bouncing on the bed.
Oh yeah, always.
And he shows his room that's animal housed.
It's a mess.
Do you do a lot of editing on those videos? Or you just
No,
right.
not the Facebook ones. Some of them, if I have the time, like if I film something with a GoPro and then have to put it into my computer, of course I'm going to chop it up.
Right.
But like the cell phone ones or whatever, no, those are just one takers.
Gotcha.
Like that one the other day when I was bouncing on my bed, I was in my room and I'm like, oh, I'm going to show people what's going on. So I showed them my room and then I went over to Blablo's room. And then what'd we do? You broke your bed, you fatso.
Yeah,
I saw that.
I think you walked in and I was
your bed, dude.
I wasn't ready for it for sure. The toilet was full.
Oh, that's right. You had a broiler in the toilet.
Bodyguard,
broiler.
big body.
That's right.
And
Oh,
we were
Lord.
present.
We have a bodyguard when we go to these shows, and his nickname is Big Body.
That was
Yeah.
the other guy we met at your table.
Ray. Yeah, he's got hands that look like
Monster.
catcher mitts.
Yeah, big dude.
It's funny because when we go out, like, to go to dinner or even go out to the bar or whatever, his hands are so big.
Yeah.
When he's holding a beer can or a drink, it doesn't look like he's holding a drink because his hand covers every little piece of it. It kind of just looks like he's standing there making a fist all
Yeah.
night. And then you look down into this big catcher's mitt and there's a little tiny beer can inside of it.
It's like one of those slim cans.
Yep.
Yep.
It's funny.
Yep.
So check out Chipcity all over the net. It's pretty much anywhere you can type in Chipcity, you'll find him.
Yeah, type in Chipcity and you can go to YouTube and type in Chipcity TV.
Once you do that, you're going to find some interesting things. We see that you're working on some editing for either commercials or promos,
Yes, sir.
and you whip out a dinosaur eating cereal.
Yep, that's my partner. His name is Tyrannosaurus Flex, and he sits on my desk, and he's been on my desk since probably the day that I started really cutting up footage.
Yep.
And I just kind of keep him there, a little lucky charm.
He eats cereal well.
He does all the work. I just push buttons.
So you're out in the field with Chris, and
Yep.
you're doing filming, and then you go back to your computer and editing rooms and
Mm-hmm.
make it all look good for television.
Oh, yeah.
You're the man.
It's kind of funny because like we don't have like a professional studio where we edit a show.
Yeah.
I mean, our show was just nominated and won Best New Show for the Golden Moose Awards, and it was filmed with GoPros and cheap camera equipment, and it was edited in my bedroom.
No way.
Yeah, so like we don't have a whole studio. Like my studio is in my bedroom, but I like it that way.
When you're done editing your stuff, how do you get it over to the station to air it?
You put it on a hard drive and you mail it to
You
them.
mail it to them.
Now they have this whole process where you can upload it via whatever, and I've tried that so many times and it
Fail.
never works because you're talking about like 20 gigs is like usually
It's
an
a lot.
episode. Yeah, and
Right.
and you're supposed to up through the the internet is powerful, but it's not that powerful. 20
Right.
gigs through space, things get lost. It takes forever. Or like in the middle of the night, if it just stops downloading, you know what I mean?
Right.
Then you got to start all over.
So you guys like your GoPros? Those handle a lot of the action scenes. And
Oh yeah, I love them. I put them everywhere.
I just got one. I did it for fishing, and I haven't brought it hunting
Dude,
yet.
they are amazing. Which one did you get?
I think it was. Yeah, I'd have to look at
The
it.
Hero
It
3.
looks a lot like yours. Yeah.
They all look
Yep.
the same.
Oh, good.
Oh, yep.
Okay, good. Yep, that's it.
They all look the same, and the only way to tell the difference is like the little hero symbol at the bottom. This is the Hero 3 Black, and it's the black because it's written in black or whatever.
Okay.
And they got newer ones out, but this one right here is the Hero 3 Black. But they're so awesome, and the quality is great.
The stuff I've done with it was fantastic. We
Yeah.
went out tuna fishing,
Okay.
and we got a nice boat on the coast there. We went out and We hooked up with a few different fish. We never got them to surface, a couple of sharks. But I took my GoPro, and I was amazed at what you could do with the iPhone and like turn it on and off. There was a whole cat. I looked around at one point, and all the boats were out there. And we were basically fishing in the center of the Wicked Tuna Show.
Oh, wow.
Those guys are out there with cameras. And, of course, we're just bombing around.
Yeah.
And not sure we made any friends.
Jay's probably the guys that they're yelling like, hey, you're drifting
Oh, yeah.
our lines.
Dude, tuna are amazing. They're amazing creatures.
They are.
They swim so fast. And they can't stop swimming or they die. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they can't like slow down and chill and hover like a shark would. You know what I mean? They're on the move 24/7 or they die, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They're just these big animals built of muscle. If they stop moving, they don't feed the muscle through the oxygen in
They're
the
just
water.
solid.
Aren't
they super duper like expensive? You catch one, you can sell it for like big bucks.
Mm-hmm. We caught one. I think it was $350 before it was dressed, and that fish would have sold for probably around $7,000.
Oh my God!
Wow.
We're in the wrong business,
You
Blablo.
guys going
I'm
fishing?
I'm done. I'm putting the
I'm gonna
cameras
give
down.
all this up and just become
All
a
right.
tuna fisherman.
Well, if
Hey.
you guys decide you want to do a show about tuna fishing, let me know.
Yeah,
I'm all about the tuna.
that
Let's
would be
get after it.
gnarly.
Come out.
There's crazy. The ocean is so crazy. It's full of so many weird creatures that you don't even know about.
There's stuff in the ocean that kills you
Yeah.
fast.
Have you ever seen those documentaries they do where they go way down below or like no man has been before and there's those weird creatures with the little glowing dot in front of them and they look like aliens?
You've been watching too much Nemo.
Giant squid.
Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Straight
do the
up
ocean thing
aliens.
anymore, man. I'm done with that. I was like 16 once. No. 14 in Italy. We were out there. I was swimming, doing my backstroke. Ended up getting into a field of jellyfish.
Oh.
Yeah, I got bad real quick. My dad goes, "Get over here. Pee in your hand and wipe it all over your body." The ammonia.
It's true.
The ammonia will do it. I'm like, "Dad, I'm not whipping it out and peeing in front of everybody." He's like, "All right."
Did he pee on you?
Yep.
That's awesome. I'd have peed on you too. All over you. You'd be like, I didn't get stung in my face.
Blablo, you've had some interesting experiences with some creatures. I'm
Oh,
not
it's
sure they're your
been-
best friends.
It's been wild. I'll tell you right now, though, I will not go into another ocean with jellyfish.
Really, man?
Yeah, dude, the experience with probably 200 people on the beach watching my dad pee on my back, and
Because you got
It's just-
stung by some aliens, man.
dude, it was bad. Then we rushed to the hospital, and they give me this needle that looked like a cow needle, dude, and they shoved it right in my butt. It was the worst. Ow.
So have you guys gone out and shot some big bucks, being in the spots where you can go these days?
Giants.
Giants.
We try.
You try.
Yeah. Chris killed everything this year.
He did?
Yeah, he had a horseshoe in his butt this year. He had a big horse needle in his butt this year. But no, he just had a really good year. Compared to every other show out there, anybody else that was hunting whitetails, he killed more whitetails and bigger whitetails than anybody in the industry. More than Shockey, more than the Kiskies, more than Lee and Tiff, probably. He just had an awesome year.
Do you guys get to actually get out and hunt when you're out there, or is
yeah.
you pretty much working all that you do?
Yeah. We usually try and focus on Illinois.
Okay.
And then it depends on the deer movement and what the deer are doing, because we've kind of got these deer pattern where we hunt.
Yep.
So if they're just not moving, or the weather's crummy, or they're in some kind of funk, because deer do that, they just disappear.
We like to call it the lull.
The lull.
Yeah, if you're a hunter, you know how it is. And sometimes it's in the beginning of the season, sometimes it's in the middle of the season, sometimes it's right during the rut. It's just it's like aliens come down and take the deer away for a couple weeks or a week, and then they put them back. So depending on how that goes is when we'll travel. We'll just get up. He'll be like, okay, deer aren't moving. Let's pack the truck up, go to Ohio, or let's go to Indiana, or let's go to Florida. We went to Florida. We went to Florida a couple years ago when the deer weren't moving, and we just went and killed some gators. And that was the arrow affliction. On the new season of arrow affliction, we killed gators, called them in with a predator call, and shot them from the land. From the land.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bring them right in.
Gators.
Gotta love them.
What are you driving? You driving big trucks too?
Oh, yeah.
Or a
Souped
bus
up.
or something like that?
Souped up. Big old
Yeah,
trucks,
Chris has
mud
got this
tires.
big old souped up small man syndrome truck. I just say that because I'm jealous. I want a truck like that.
Right.
Well,
When
what
you
kind
guys
of
get
trucks are you driving?
What's that?
when you get in a bus?
When are we getting a bus?
Yeah,
Oh,
the Brackett
God.
bus.
I don't know. Whenever we can afford one. We don't really need a bus. I don't think I would want a bus. And if we had a bus, I wouldn't put the whole picture of everybody's face on, wrap it around. Look, everybody, I'm here. Because, like, we try and fly under the radar. Chris just has, like, an all-black truck. It doesn't have, like, his big face on the side of it with the logos and stuff. It's just a solid black truck, and we kind of try and fly under the radar just so people aren't messing with it, stealing a license plate or, you know what I mean? Oh, they're in town. And then, of course, when you drive into a town with that truck with your name all over it, you're going to get harassed by the Fish and Game Wildlife officers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
They're doing their job.
Yeah.
They're great people. I'm friends with a bunch of them from New York and New Hampshire. Good friends with a lot of the state park police too in New York. Great guys. But it seems, and this just might be me, I mean, some of them have an interest or a desire to ticket somebody that's on TV. I really do think it is.
Make an example,
or it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I guess it's a certain kind of mind frame or a certain kind of person that just thinks that way. You know what I mean? Because it's not all people. It's not all officers. You know what I mean? But there are those people out there that just see someone on TV and they have that kind of maybe jealousy about it or whatever, and they have that power to give people tickets, and if they know you're in town, they will, and if it's that type of person with that kind of mind frame, they will come and harass you.
For sure. You're targeted.
For sure. For sure.
They're sending a message, and they're making sure that you know that you're not above the law.
Of course. Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
We have a hard time but getting conservation officers themselves to talk to us as media.
Oh, really?
They won't talk.
Huh.
Not at all.
Now, I mean, we travel around and we meet a lot of great ones. We shake hands with a lot of great ones and take pictures. But like I said, there's always that one sour egg in the batch that just says, the heck with that guy. I'm going to go down there and see if he's all, blah, blah.
What the heck is he doing down there? He got all that camouflage on the truck.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, the guys from Maine, they have their own TV show now, Northwoods Law.
That show is awesome.
I love that show.
That show is awesome. It's better than Cops.
Mm-hmm.
It's way better than Cops.
Yep.
They catch the same guy with a camper in the woods every season.
You think it's fake? I don't think it's fake.
I think that's all
I think
real.
if it's on TV, it's real, just like the internet, right?
you know Maine somewhat.
My sister lives in Maine. Don't ask me where because I forget the town.
That's Maine. That's the way Maine is.
Yeah,
absolutely. You don't have to make stuff up in Maine.
Yeah.
It's not staged.
But that show is awesome. Now that's not on the Outdoor Channel. That's on a big network, isn't it?
Is that A&E?
Maybe. It's awesome. Have you ever seen it, Blablo?
I like to strictly watch Game Wardens.
Is that what it's called?
If that's the show.
There's another show.
I think there's another show out there called that has to do with Game Wardens now, but it started with Northwoods Law out of Maine.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Maine one was cool. Yeah, catching guys, poaching moose, and all kinds of stuff.
So when you pull into town, and you primarily hunt just a few different towns?
Yes, sir.
So when you pull in, are they out there waiting for you?
Oh, I mean, we had a problem. I'm not going to tell you where.
Right.
But we had a problem when we were at an outfitter, and they knew we were in town. And Chris was hanging a tree stand. I was back at the truck getting camera equipment ready. Officer pulls up, gives me a real hard time, and I'm just sitting there with camera equipment.
Right.
Wants to see my license, wants to see everything, really, really interrogating me. And I'm the cameraman. The cameraman.
You don't need
really?
a license.
For what? For what show? And I'm like, what show?
Right. You don't need a license to carry a camera in the
no,
woods to shoot
you don't.
hunts, do you?
You don't. And he's like, okay, blah, blah, blah. So then he leaves. So then Chris comes back, gets his gear ready, and we head out into the woods. Well, we didn't get anything. We come back. When we get back to the truck, there's like 7 cars. There's like officers everywhere, and they just come out of nowhere, and they're acting like it's a drug raid.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Chris, they had a law in this state, I won't say the state, where if you purchase a hunting license, you have to wait a day or 2 until you can use it.
Really?
Yeah. You can't go out. I think it's a non-resident thing. But what it is it's to prevent you from going out hunting without a license, killing something, and then saying, okay, I killed something. Now I'm going to go buy my tag.
Right.
And if I didn't kill anything, then I'd save money, and I don't have to go buy a tag. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. You buy it, and then you can't hunt for a certain amount of hours, 24 hours, whatever.
Right.
Well, Chris had purchased his license like 6 months before we even got there, but he had lost it. So we went and got a reprint.
Yep.
Okay? He reprinted the tag. So all they do is take your old license and they reprint it. And they wanted to get him on that because he had gotten the reprint that day. But he had purchased his license 6 months ago. They were going to give him a ticket because he didn't wait the 24 hours from getting his license. But he got his license 6 months earlier.
It was just a
reprint because he lost it. And then what happened was Chris said, I know your boss. Call him. They called the boss, and they got chewed out by their boss. And they said, okay, nothing's wrong. And then they're all gone.
Right.
Snap of a finger.
It was good to know people higher up.
Yeah.
Well, it's not about what you know, it's who you know anymore, really.
But they weren't, there was a gentleman there. All of the gentlemen there were acting, like gentlemen.
Right.
There was one guy there that you could tell he had that look in his eyes, and he just wanted that ticket.
He wanted it.
He wanted that ticket really bad.
Right.
And the other, and the other officers there were almost kind of apologetic. You know, when he wasn't around, they were like, listen, you know, I'll take care of it. And then that guy would come back around and be like,
right.
Oh, goodness. I shouldn't be talking about this stuff.
I knew the feeling.
Yeah. You do? You've had some scuffles yourself?
Well, about the other guys being like, what's going on? And being apologetic, you know.
So is Animal House ever coming back?
No, sir.
Done?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
Yeah, just there's no turmoil really between us three. We're still good friends. It's just the way things are going. I mean, I don't really see them getting really back into it.
Would you get something else going like that on your own?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's plans. There's secret projects that we're working on. Chip City show, possibly.
Right.
Awesome.
Secret projects announced here on the Big Buck Registry, Big Buck Podcast.
Secret. I think I'll watch it.
Right.
Maybe the Blablo and Chip City show. Who knows?
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
What about a podcast?
Yeah, the podcast. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a long time. One of my buddies from Animal House, we were working on one, and it wasn't a live thing. We've already pre-filmed like 4 or 5 of them, and we did it in the tree stand. And we would call celebrities, ask them questions and whatnot, and we had sponsor products and whatever. It was just, and the funny thing is, we didn't really do it when we were actually hunting.
Yeah.
We had like this crappy wooden homemade built tree stand that we'd just go out and do it. You know what I mean? Like we weren't actually hunting when we did it. But I'm not going to say the name of it, and I'm not going to give any more details because we're gonna resurrect it. Chris and I are going to try and resurrect it. We're not going to do it in the field, but it's a cool idea. I've been wanting to do it for a while.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We'll definitely
check it out.
Podcast is the way to go, man.
It's fun.
It's taken us a long way. It's been a fun journey.
Right.
We're going to keep going with it.
They're so powerful.
Are you quacking, Dusty?
No, sir.
What is that?
Probably Blablo's quacking.
Hold on.
What are some other good podcasts out there?
Let's see.
You guys got friends that are doing it and whatnot?
Get the Hunt Fish Journal.
Hunt Fish Journal's not bad.
Right.
Those guys are Ohio. Yeah. There's Carrie Z, Carrie Zyla.
Okay.
She's out of Minnesota, I think it is.
I've tried to listen to a few of them, and they're really not up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
They're really just monotone, informational.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know, when I think of podcasts, I think of just guys being themselves talking about whatever. And it'll just flow whatever and go wherever.
Agree.
But you can keep it based around hunting.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously.
Right.
There's nothing better than being in deer camp. It's like,
Yes.
See, to me, this is like sitting on a porch at deer camp.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, Brackett just texted me and said the Arrow Affliction and Fear No Evil booth in the archery hall is going nuts.
Okay.
So he said we got to get rocking just so we can
all right,
get back there. Just so
Blablo, you ready?
He's texting you?
Yeah, he's texting me. He said, yo, we got a line 100 people deep. Get back here.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, when the boss calls, the
Hit it.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
We got Blablo here. He's going to sing a little song for you guys. Or maybe we'll both sing a song.
Yeah, I think we could both
You wanna
do
do it
this.
together?
Let's hear it.
What do you got for us?
We got a little bit of Gimme One Reason.
Give me one reason. Oh, snap. Give me one reason. We at the Harrisburg show. It's Chip City and my man Salvo. You really need to come see us. The girls want to love us and the guys want to be us. We got the show you love, though. Your show is cool as a turd on a sub roll. Freestyle with ease. 3 G's. We the bee's knees. All these other wannabes need to leave these speakers up. All I really want to do is see my people up to no good again. When it comes to hard work, yeah, we put it in. Chip City, in the place to be. Your race MCs want to lace the beat, a play for keeps. Nowadays, rapping is whack. These rappers don't know how to act, so we taking it back. It's like,
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around.
turn around and again and again and again and again and again.
I said, give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Yeah, she said. Cause I don't wanna leave you lonely. Girl, you gotta make me change my mind.
Rock.
Show him the Blackfoot.
Boom, 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 boom. Awesome, guys. Thanks for joining us. That was fantastic.
Awesome. It was a
Chip
pleasure,
City,
man.
Blablo.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
No problem, man.
Yeah,
Anytime.
Brackett.
A blast, man. Thanks you guys
All
for
right.
inviting us out.
You got it. Glad we could get you out of the booth, man.
For sure. Give
All
us a holler anytime, man. We'll do this anytime you want.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, mama.
Rock on. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, Dusty, thanks for joining me at the Great American Outdoor Show. It's great to actually meet you face to face. We get on this show every single week, and we rib each other and we joke around. But it was awesome just hanging out with you for a few days.
Yeah, I look forward to our next experience together. And Jay, I got to tell you, thanks for allowing me to be the co-host on the Big Buck Registry Big Buck podcast. It's been one heck of an experience, and we've talked with some great people and met some awesome new friends.
Absolutely. All right, man. Speaking of that, how can our listeners and our fans find you?
Facebook.com/Chubby Tines Outdoors. Jay, how can they get in touch with the Big Buck Registry?
All right. It's Facebook.com/Big Buck Registry. Our website is bigbuckregistry.com. Our phone number is 724-613-2825. You can send a text picture there if you have a big buck. You can always submit a photo on Facebook. You can email us at j@bigbuckregistry.com if you'd like to be on the show. If you'd like to tell your story about a big deer you shot, don't worry about it. We'll walk you through it. We're getting very good at this. Don't be nervous. Just sit back, relax, just like you're on the porch at deer camp, and we'll walk you through every little step of your hunt and recreate it for our listeners. Other than that, Dusty, I think that's a wrap, man.
Yeah, what a great experience at the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania Great American Outdoor Show. Jay, been great. What a great show. What a great experience. Pleasure to meet you. And folks, we'll see you next week. And I'm Dusty Phillips.
I'm Jay Scott, and this is the Big Buck Registry's Big Buck Podcast. See you next week.
Can't wait.